she heard whispers among the palace servants, tales of a mysterious guardian who roamed the forest under the guise of a python. Intrigued, Nkiru ventured into the forest the following day, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and curiosity. She walked along narrow paths lined with ferns and wildflowers, her senses alive with the sounds and scents of the forest. Suddenly, she came upon Ikenga standing beside a towering baobab tree, his gaze fixed on a majestic python coiled around its trunk. The python's scales glistened in the sunlight, its eyes watching Ikenga with a silent understanding. Nkiru gasped, realizing the truth that had eluded her for so long. Ikenga was not just a wealthy prince, he was a python, a shape-shifting guardian of the forest and its creatures. Fear gripped her heart as she struggled to comprehend the depth of Ikenga's true nature. In a village nestled deep within the heart of West Africa, where the forests whispered ancient secrets and the rivers sang songs of old, there lived a girl named Nkiru. She was blessed with beauty that rivaled the dawn, and a heart that yearned for something beyond the simplicity of her village life. Nkiru's father, Chief Okeke, was a respected elder known for his wisdom and generosity. Upon Nkiru's 18th birthday, he decided to host a grand feast to celebrate her coming of age. Suitors from distant villages and nearby kingdoms gathered, each hoping to win her hand in marriage. Among the suitors was Ikenga, a young prince from a prosperous kingdom known for its vast riches. Tall and handsome, with eyes that held the wisdom of ages, Ikenga stood out not just for his lineage but for his quiet demeanor and thoughtful gaze. As the feast began, Chief Okeke welcomed the suitors with open arms. They presented lavish gifts, golden jewelry that sparkled in the firelight, silks dyed with colors that danced like the village children during festivals, and rare spices that filled the air with their exotic aroma. Nkiru, seated beside her father, observed the suitors with a keen eye. She admired the gifts, her heart fluttering with the promise of wealth and luxury. Among the suitors, Ikenga stood out not for the grandeur of his gifts but for the aura of mystery that surrounded him. When it was Ikenga's turn to present his gift, he approached Nkiru with a small, intricately carved wooden figurine. Its smooth surface depicted a python coiled around a baobab tree, its eyes crafted with such lifelike detail that they seemed to gleam in the firelight. "I bring you a gift from my heart," Ikenga said, his voice gentle yet carrying a depth that intrigued Nkiru. "This python is a guardian of my kingdom, a symbol of protection and wisdom. It may not be as grand as the treasures others offer, but it holds a story of its own." Nkiru accepted the figurine with a smile, intrigued by Ikenga's words and the sincerity in his eyes. Yet, her thoughts were drawn more to the gleam of gold and jewels that adorned the gifts of other suitors. As the feast continued into the night, Nkiru danced with the suitors, her laughter echoing through the village square. She listened to their promises of wealth and comfort, their words woven with honeyed sweetness. Yet, amidst the revelry, her gaze often wandered to where Ikenga stood, watching her with a quiet intensity. Chief Okeke announced that Nkiru would choose her future husband at a ceremony the following day. The suitors bid their farewells with promises of grandeur, leaving Nkiru with dreams of a life filled with opulence and riches. Little did Nkiru know, the choice she would make would not only shape her destiny but unravel the mysteries hidden within the depths of her heart and the secrets of the forest that surrounded their village. The morning sun rose in a blaze of orange and gold, casting its warm embrace over the village of Nkiru. Birds sang in the treetops, their melodies weaving through the air as villagers prepared for the day ahead. In Chief Okeke's compound, the air hummed with anticipation as Nkiru prepared to choose her future husband. The suitors gathered once more, each adorned in their finest attire and bearing gifts more lavish than the day before. Chief Okeke stood at the center of the courtyard, his presence commanding respect as he addressed the assembly. "My beloved daughter, Nkiru, has come of age," Chief Okeke began, his voice strong yet touched with paternal warmth. "Today, she will choose the one who will walk beside her, honoring and cherishing her as his queen. The suitors stepped forward one by one, presenting their final gifts and declarations of love. Golden bracelets adorned with rare gemstones, robes spun from silk that shimmered like moonlight on water, and baskets overflowing with fruits and delicacies from distant lands were laid at Nkiru's feet. Nkiru listened attentively, her heart torn between the allure of wealth and the quiet strength of Ikenga's presence. When it was Ikenga's turn, he approached Nkiru with a calm grace, his eyes locking with hers in a silent exchange of understanding. "I bring you a gift from my kingdom," Ikenga said softly, unveiling a necklace crafted from woven vines adorned with small emeralds that glinted like dewdrops. These emeralds are said to bring clarity and wisdom to those who wear them. May they guide you in your decision. Nkiru accepted the necklace with a nod, her fingers tracing the smooth surface of the emeralds. She felt a warmth in Ikenga's gesture, a depth that resonated with her beyond the surface of material wealth. After much deliberation, Nkiru made her decision. With a voice that carried across the courtyard, she announced, "I choose Ikenga, Prince of the Prosperous Kingdom." Cheers erupted from the crowd as Ikenga stepped forward to embrace Nkiru. They were married in a ceremony that blended the traditions of their villages, the rhythmic beats of drums echoing through the air as dancers twirled in celebration. As husband and wife, Nkiru and Ikenga entered a life of opulence and splendor. They traveled to Ikenga's kingdom, where riches flowed like rivers and every desire was fulfilled. Yet, amidst the grandeur, Nkiru couldn't shake the feeling that something lay beneath the surface of Ikenga's quiet demeanor. Weeks turned into months, and Nkiru settled into her new life as princess of Ikenga's kingdom. The palace walls were adorned with tapestries depicting the natural beauty of the land, towering baobab trees, cascading waterfalls, and animals that roamed freely under Ikenga's protection. One night, unable to sleep, Nkiru wandered through the palace gardens, the moon casting a silver glow over the landscape. She heard whispers among the palace servants, tales of a mysterious guardian who roamed the forest under the guise of a python. Intrigued, Nkiru ventured into the forest the following day, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and curiosity. She walked along narrow paths lined with ferns and wildflowers, her senses alive with the sounds and scents of the forest. Suddenly, she came upon Ikenga standing beside a towering baobab tree, his gaze fixed on a majestic python coiled around its trunk. The python's scales glistened in the sunlight, its eyes watching Ikenga with a silent understanding. Nkiru gasped, realizing the truth that had eluded her for so long. Ikenga was not just a wealthy prince, he was a python, a shape-shifting guardian of the forest and its creatures. Fear gripped her heart as she struggled to comprehend the depth of Ikenga's true nature. "You are frightened," Ikenga's voice broke the silence, as he approached Nkiru with sadness in his eyes. "I understand, for I have hidden this truth from you. Yet, I am still the same Ikenga you chose to marry, the one who loves you beyond measure." Tears streamed down Nkiru's cheeks as she struggled to accept the truth. She remembered the carved figurine Ikenga had given her at the feast, realizing its significance now more than ever. It wasn't just a gift, it was a symbol of Ikenga's love and the world he had entrusted to her. As Nkiru adjusted to life in Ikenga's kingdom, she found herself drawn to the forest that surrounded the palace. Its depths held mysteries that whispered through the rustling leaves and the calls of unseen creatures. With each passing day, Ikenga shared more of his world with Nkiru, teaching her the ways of the forest and the creatures that called it home. Under Ikenga's guidance, Nkiru learned to recognize the songs of birds and the rustling of leaves as messages from the spirits of the forest. She marveled at the wisdom of the elders who lived among the trees, their faces lined with age yet their eyes sparkling with knowledge passed down through generations. One evening, as they sat by a crackling fire beneath a canopy of stars, Ikenga shared stories of the python guardians who watched over the kingdom. He spoke of their ancient lineage, their role as protectors of the land, and the bond they shared with the people who revered them. The pythons are not just creatures of the forest, Ikenga explained, his voice soft yet filled with reverence. They are guardians of balance, ensuring harmony between humans and nature. Their wisdom guides us in times of trouble and reminds us of the interconnectedness of all living things. Nkiru listened intently, her heart touched by Ikenga's words and the depth of his connection to the forest. She began to see the beauty in the simplicity of life beyond the palace walls, where every tree held a story and every stream whispered secrets of the past. As months turned into years, Nkiru's fame as the princess of Ikenga's kingdom grew far and wide. Merchants from distant lands brought gifts of silk and spices, hoping to catch a glimpse of the princess whose beauty rivaled the moon. Amidst the whispers of admiration and envy, Nkiru found herself drawn once more to the allure of wealth. She adorned herself in jewels that shimmered like the stars, and silk robes that flowed like waterfalls. Yet, amidst the opulence, a restlessness stirred within her heart. One day, a merchant arrived at the palace with a chest overflowing with treasures, gold coins that glinted in the sunlight, gemstones that dazzled like captured sunlight, and exotic perfumes that filled the air with their intoxicating scent. Nkiru's eyes sparkled with desire as she admired the merchant's offerings, her heart yearning for the riches that lay beyond her reach. Ikenga watched silently from the shadows, his heart heavy with concern. He knew the dangers of succumbing to the temptations of wealth, the way it could blind even the most noble of hearts to the true beauty of life. Thanks for watching. Kindly like this video if you enjoyed it and let me know in the comments section if you'll love to see a part 2 to this story.